of 2020, I came out as non-binary. My friends and family all responded really well. One of my friends even said, "Oh, I thought this happened already." The one tricky piece was dating. Even though I'd come out as bi in college, I'd mostly continue dating straight men because it was easy. Like, I knew exactly what to do to attract men and had no idea what I was doing with everyone else. But no longer identifying as a woman meant that dating straight guys was off the table. So, in a way, it was the push that I needed to start living the gay life of my dreams. Let's remember, though, that this was during the pre-vaccine part of the pandemic. So, living the gay life of my dreams mostly meant staring longingly at cute faces on Zoom calls. And there was one cute face I longed for the most. They were also non-binary, from Louisville, Kentucky, had a hip haircut, septum piercing, tattoos. I kept seeing them on these national calls about fundraising for mutual aid efforts during the pandemic. So, they were cute and they cared about shit. What started with me just casually scrolling through the pages of Zoom faces to find them each time led to me eventually pinning their video. For you pure souls who don't know what this means, just imagine you're on a Zoom call and the person leading it, who happens to be giving pretty important information about how to respond to a global crisis, becomes very tiny. And the person you have a crush on, who's just silently eating cereal, becomes very big, taking up the entirety of your screen. And they have no idea that this is happening. It was a big crush, okay? Over the next few months, we start having some one-on-one activism-related calls, and then some non-activism-related calls, and then reveal our mutual crushes on each other. Thank you. And we decide that they'll come visit me in DC in August. Come July, I'm starting to get pretty nervous. Like, flirting on the internet is one thing, but when I meet them in person, what do? I know the rules for how to be a woman who dates men. Be smart, but not that smart. Be silly, but also sexy. Be hairless, even though you are a human. And in my case, also Armenian. And also Armenian. One second. Oh yeah, I just keep wondering, what does it look like to be non-binary and also be desirable? A few weeks before their scheduled visit, my crush texts me to say that they happen to be driving through DC today, and did I want to hang out for a few hours? I have to read the text through a few times because I'm surprised, and also I've just finished schlepping everything that I own into a new apartment, and DC swamp sweat is seeping into my eyes, one of which also has a pretty severe pink eye infection. Filled with the adrenaline of moving day and egged on by my best friend who's there helping me, I say yes. By the time my crush likes the message, I regret everything. I remember that all my cute clothes are still in boxes, and the only seating I have is like a single office chair with a broken wheel. But my best friend goes into planning mode, throws some pillows on the floor, and goes to buy ingredients for mojitos while I shower and dab at my eye discharge. When my crush arrives, I go outside to meet them, and it's like a scene from a queer romantic comedy. The two of us running to each other as piercings and carabiners sparkle in the sun. We end up sitting on the floor of my apartment, eating hummus and exchanging glances while my best friend makes us all drinks. Now, I've never been a drinker, but I'm very nervous and very dehydrated. So I start throwing back these mojitos, and suddenly I'm not nervous at all. And I'm also so funny, like the funniest. And I'm doing these varsity level flirt moves that seem to be getting a pretty good response. When I get up to walk my crush out, however, I realize there's a problem, because the world is spinning in one direction and I am spinning in another. but I'm not going to mess this up. I act like everything is fine, nothing to see here, and casually bid them farewell. I get back inside, collapse on the floor, and my best friend says, "Oh shit, I think they left their water bottle." Now, I know now that this is not an emergency, but in the moment, I feel I must be a hero. So I grab the bottle, throw on my best friend's 2 sizes too small flip-flops, and then I'm outside in the hot sun, calling down the block to my crush, "Wait!" And they turn toward me, and I start running to them in slow motion. And it's like another scene from this same gay rom-com. Only suddenly, the sky is not where it's supposed to be, and the ground is moving steadily closer to my face. What I want you to understand is that this wasn't a simple trip and fall situation. I know that because later, when my best friend tends to my wounds, they have to clean blood off both my left knee and the back of my right shoulder. So I fall. And once I'm down, I stay down. Because you know how shame has that kind of gravitational pull? And as I hear my crush running over to me, I take stock of the situation. I'm publicly drunk in the middle of the afternoon, splayed out on the sidewalk, covered in sweat and blood, infectious tears leaking out of my inflamed eye. And it's funny, but it's also sad. Like, I really like this person, and I have this vicious and familiar hetero voice in my head saying, "You can't be this messy and still be desired. Those are the rules." My crush makes it over to me and helps me up, not laughing, just very seriously asking if I'm okay, which, confirms the ferocity of the fall. Barely able to look them in the eyes, I simply say, "You forgot your water bottle," and pathetically hold it out. And then they say, "No, I didn't." And they gesture to a similar looking bottle hanging from their bag. Just as I decide it's a good thing that I just got my own place because I'll be hiding from humanity for the rest of my days, they look at me with these cute, sparkly eyes and say, "If I kiss you, will I get pink eye?" I know. For a moment, I just stand there shocked. And then I say something like, "I could try to research it really quickly." And they just laugh and say, "I'm willing to risk it if you are." And then we are kissing. And let's be real, I'm still in a large amount of physical pain. But I also feel great because I am gross and I am wounded and I'm still wanted. Those are the new rules.